5 Gacha games announced their end of service over the course of the last couple weeks. And while Gacha games shutting down is always a sad thing to see, we also have several new Gacha games to look forward to. Gacha games that you might not be aware are in active testing, that you might want to go ahead and pre-register for, participate in yourself. Gacha games that you didn't even know were going to exist, like 2 new games from Hoyo. We're gonna go all of that real quickly, but first we're gonna cover the games that are shutting down. World Flipper has announced they're gonna be end of servicing on July 24th, 2024. This is very sad to see because I was a fan of World Flipper. I played it for a sponsored video and I had a lot of fun in it. I know people that played World Flipper and also enjoyed their time within it. Love Live Sif 2 Global has just shut down after 4 months. This was a couple weeks ago. This was not sad at all. This was already anticipated. Many people didn't even bother playing the game because they knew it was going to shut down. I don't really understand why they did this. I can't wrap my head around it. But I mean, this is just Japan being Japan. Magi Record announced that it is going to be shutting down in July. This is in Japan. This is not a game that I played. This is not a game that I think anyone I know has ever played. Meshia Girls Okawari has announced their end of service, effectively shutting down on June 27th, 2024. That is a week from now. If you're interested in what the game has to offer, certain degenerates like you and like me, I guess now's the time to go ahead and Google it and, I don't know, like make use of the game and its subsequent material while you have the chance. Tales of the Rays is shutting down in Japan on July 23rd, 2024. I haven't really heard very good things about this game. I love the Tales of games. My favorite Tales of game is Tales of Fantasia, and then Tales of Symphonia. I love Tales of Destiny, Tales of Vesperia. I'm a huge Tales of fan. I also love how Tales of Fantasia and Symphonia were technically connected. I guess it's a bit of a spoiler if you haven't played either of those several decade-old games. I really hope, though, that Bandai Namco can at one point in the future make a really good Tales of Gacha game. I would spend so much money in that, obtaining characters like Colette or Sheena or Judith from Vesperia or Arte, or like there are so many incredible characters in that game. And that's it for games that are shutting down. Now we're moving on to games that have started closed beta tests, that have announced are going to be releasing, games that you didn't know existed, that now you might potentially be beginning with. Elpasol. Elpasol has started their 3rd closed beta test as of just 2 days ago. Elpasol is a game that I've covered one other time on this channel. If you're interested in pre-registering for this, you can. Ash Echoes has not only opened their official website, but they've also opened pre-registration for the game. At present, they have successfully achieved 30,000 pre-registered players. They have goals going all the way up to 150,000, with one of the really hot waifus available as a reward if they achieve that goal. I'm surprised there are so few people that are interested in this game. Maybe they just don't know it exists, and if they don't know it exists, that's probably a direct result of them not watching my weekly videos on new upcoming Gacha games, which you guys should, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on opportunities like this. Before we talk about any additional games, I want to take a moment to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon. Allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal, and I cannot thank you all enough for the support. Now let's keep talking. Sword of Convalaria is kind of like a pixel art, very JRPG inspired gacha game that I'm actually very surprised that is even in development, and even more than that, announced they're releasing globally on July 31st, or sorry, releasing on July 31st, but also holding a final closed beta test with the recruitment for that currently open and available for those of you that are interested in participating. I really am, but at the same time, I don't want to burn out by playing the game before I actually get the opportunity to play it when it fully launches. This is a game that I'm going to be streaming when it releases. This is a very, or what seems to be a very narrative-driven game that I'm not going to want to miss out on. You're not either. Delith Last Memories is launching on July 25th. It's launching onto PC, Android, and iOS, but the comment section on Reddit states that this is an NFT game. That is not the kind of game that I promote. Honestly, if you're interested in NFT games, go ahead and download it, but I do not advocate for them. I don't support NFT or blockchain, so I would strongly urge you to avoid this and all games that are like it. Fellow Moon is holding their 3rd closed beta test. This is another game I'm very excited for because it actually looks and feels very unique. Honestly, I've done 2 videos on this game already. I have pre-registration for it open over on my website, mygachahub.com. This is a game I would advise you to follow, not because it's gonna be, you know, a breakout hit of 2024, 2025. This game isn't going to be a big game, but it's going to be a unique game. And at the end of the day, I think unique games are very, very fun. They offer something that is just so contrastingly different to what the big games or the mainstream gacha games offer. We have Hoon that was announced by NCSoft. It obtained its official name from Project BSS to Hoon. This is, I did a video on this and somebody said, wow, that actually looks really good. Everyone else was like, that looks like hot trash. And I'm of the opinion that it does look very bad. It looks very much like an autoplay mobile game, but there are going to be some people that are still interested in it. It is apparently expected to release in late 2024. This is a kind of like a collection Blade and Soul, like a collection like Blade and Soul inspired gacha games. There's a lot of crossover characters from Blade and Soul. Hoyo has opened recruitment for a brand new MMORPG. You did hear that correctly. They are making an MMO set in the Honkai universe. So not an MMO Genshin, an MMO Honkai. So technically you can have like a large open world like Genshin, hopefully with better graphics, better animations, but could potentially also have a lot of the Honkai characters that you can obtain and maybe crossover events as well. This could all be really good. A lot of people are sad that the MMO genre is in such a dire state right now, but at the same time, this could be the life that the genre needs breathed back into it, and Hoyo could be the one responsible for it. Wizardry Variant Daphne is honestly a game I never thought was going to release. It just, the amount of times it got pushed back, the amount of test phases it went through, it felt like it was just like the release of the game was just not possible. Yet here we are. Wizardry Variants Daphne launches this October. That's fantastic news. I really know very little about the game other than the fact that it looks kind of good, like aesthetically. I've been kind of holding off from doing a dedicated video on it because I didn't honestly think it was ever going to release, and now that it is confirmed to be doing so, I guess be on the lookout for one. I'm sure you've seen the trailer for Tianse 76. This is a game that actually had its trailer uploaded over a year ago, and then just like, I think now, like as of the last week, appeared on everyone's radar because everyone has been talking about it, everyone has been watching it. You can look at the comments, and honestly, they're all from like the last 12 days. People are repeatedly stating, wow, this just popped on my feed a year later. That's every single comment there. And that's because for whatever reason, this is being promoted to us now. Nobody knows when this is going to end up a final product. I have a dedicated video coming on this in the next couple of days if you're interested in learning more. And finally, Hoyo had their Animal Crossing inspired, Stardew Valley inspired gacha game leaked on Twitter. It honestly looks pretty good. It looks and feels very much like an Animal Crossing game. I'm very curious to see what they do with it. And that is everything. Games that are shutting down, games that were announced or entering test phases all over the course of the last few weeks. Things that you should know about that you hopefully now do. Now, if none of this is of any interest to you, though, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now. That might be more up your alley.